All right, I can't tell you if there's a hidden agenda or not. So, oh wait, I probably could for over and over and over again. So let's see what this is got to say about it. Now, this is right out of the comments. I know nothing. Okay, I know enough to know I might be thought-provoking lyrical content.
Nowadays, they say it's easier to kill than to try to control millions.
Shit. Oh, it's already a decade old. Yeah, no, I hear Alex Jones is able to lay his first phase to rest now that at least some tech billionaires have said the global agenda is poor and that if you create only a single system, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, to create that single system, depopulation is a cornerstone. Yeah, according to the Georgia Guidestones, but then they blew up. Weird how you can't read that no more. Funny how you can't read that no more at the time it's being implemented. Oh, this is gonna be a winner.
They say it's easier to kill than to try to control millions. National debt sits in the trillions, and there's a plot to steal the birthright of the children of Israel, the real ones. Plans to hide every revolutionary's relevance, triggered by the FBI's counterintelligence. Leaders killed and jailed unjustly by its director, the aggressor, J. Edgar Hoover, the racist cross-dresser. His orchestration of hatred-laced investigations, the infiltration of civil rights organizations, assassinations, character defamations through media, even today used in deceiving and misleading you. Believing the war-motivated lies they're feeding you. Corporate America thieves get greedier and greedier. Neocons hate the poor, they spent years denouncing them. The poor built this country, but nobody's looking out for them. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Left side, right side, over you and under you. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Right side, left side, over you.
So far, it's good shit.
You don't see it,
good.
But it's right there in front of you. Left side, right side, over.
As always, I will reflect upon the part that isn't, I believe, directed at me personally. Do I believe the systems and the ideas resonate through individuals? Yes. That's the part I'm, there's parts that I'm just going to stay away from. But in general, already 99% of this is right up my alley. I believe in the decades since this says this has been out, a lot of these situations are worse. The deep state is a global organization, and turning off finances and influences doesn't see global boundaries anymore. We can witness that with our own eyes. So it's very interesting how much more control we have since this was put out. It's very interesting.
You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Right side, left side, over, behind, and under. Propaganda and TV nonsense keep people unconscious, pompous. Governments keep sponsoring bomb hits. Honesty is far gone. The land is a war zone. Your family and your children consuming animal hormones. Nothing is organic. Nearly everything real is gone. Fast food places and the great meat with silicone. Every
day they're gonna give us crickets next, so I'm I guess preach.
Great meat with silicone. Every day we pay for it. Now the whole nation's sick. Addictive and money-driven drugs are what the patients get. Any natural remedy, the FDA sanctions it. Cause they don't want the cure, they want the money that they make from it. The USA's a corporation, wealth is the emphasis. Prison industrial complexes, slave businesses. Stock market interested. The reason that they they build them in advances, cause they know eventually they're gonna feel them. Orchestrated a system to incarcerate your children and project future inmates based on that to make millions. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Left side, right side, over you and under you. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Right side, left side, over you and under you. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Left side, right side, over you and under you. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Right side, left side, over, behind and under you. The truth was never taught by the enemy, and it won't be. The real power is always the entity you don't see. Subconsciously planted in your head is where he wants to be. Thousands of media powers owned by 3 companies. 85.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting down to, I mean, BlackRock gonna own the world. This just, yeah. Decade later, BlackRock gonna own the world. So, I guess we can collectively know where to start looking.
That's where he wants to be. Thousands of media powers owned by 3 companies. 85% of the whole planet in darkness. Spend millions on sports teams while the homeless are starving. Nobody wants to protest, rally or picket, but it's a line around the corner for them concert tickets. Soldiers dying every day. You keep sending them out. I want to send 5,000 killers to Zimmerman's house. The Rockefellers in the Bush family in the same box, G. Henry Ford, all of them supported the Nazis. Members of the Tea Party still telling black jokes. You wearing the clothes, but the designer hates black folks. Reporters want to get dirt. Sound bites and excerpts. CNN must mean corrupt news network.
Hey, there's something that didn't change in a decade. All right, there you got that. Nailed it. That's that applies for many others as well. I'm just saying. That's consistent for a decade since this dropped, at least.
Sound bites and excerpts. CNN must mean corrupt news network. Lost every dime you had riding with the wrong stock. Made in USA is dead. China got it on lock. Lost your 401k and all the paper you was holding. Cause you invested in something somebody else was controlling. They make it go up or down, rise high, fall deep. The market's manipulated by people on Wall Street. Talk about the Middle East like America's airless university campus and movie theater terrorists. True devilish temperament. The government is infamous. Ask them what they do to Guantanamo Bay prisoners. They dominate the airwaves and lie to the...
Hey, and now they do it for taking selfies. So yeah, no, I hear you. Now people who took selfies and walked through a building got the same treatment. So, you know, I guess it does go both ways. And, I mean, I've seen pictures of violence in my life. I mean, that wasn't it. But I understand having to prosecute political prisoners, especially when the China line kind of goes under the radar. I mean, when you have almost all global leaders and thought leaders telling you there's the model, there's the model.
Sinners presenting false information intended to condition us. The black man's thinking since slavery is the evidence. Most don't understand what the Willie Lynch letter meant. Centuries of self-hate and divisions of blacks. Now they twist the difference between racism and facts. We read the Declaration of Independence with blinders. There were 9 Freemasons among the 56 signers. In 1870, along came the Shriners, a higher order of masonry with a secret behind them. The sword on the logo, it speaks for itself, meaning anyone who tells the secret is put to death. Who is Hiram Abiff? What's his true identity? The devil's agenda be to kill us mentally continually. The wolf in sheep's clothing who fabricated divinity. The enemy who murders through lies, science, and chemistry. Trickery and industry. For power they forever plot. You went to war to fight for a freedom that you never got. Dirty chess moves executed by the hidden hand. Now they plotting on a way to go to war with Iran. Same game.
Oh, yeah, no, boy, we've come a long ways since those bars. Now, I think the parts I don't know enough about, I won't comment on. I'm positive there's probably a big chunk of truth to it, but I don't know enough about like certain references and stuff. But I have a pretty good clue, and I think there's some legitimate arguments and discussions there. I'm not educated enough to have them. I'm going with the stuff in here that reeks of a deep state organization that literally has been waging war our whole lifetimes. Can we beat a game against the designers who created it? I don't know. But I know that ties this to my Tom, to my other stuff, and I'd certainly like to take the stuffs that resonate true and keep thinking about them. So, very good.
In hand, now they plotting on a way to go to war with Iran. Same game used again, same wicked methods born. Just like Paul Wolfowitz had done before Desert Storm. The government is broke, they can't cater to your needs. Planned Parenthood persuading to kill your future seeds. The schools.
And and that's weird how, well, it's not weird, and this is where I think it gets complicated. The best thing I could say is that whole certain extreme far left leaning advocates are really an enemy hiding as advocates. I don't think a lot of this resonates with everyone, so that's the parts I'm not touching. But I think it does. I mean, according to the president, I'm still having weird fucking fantasies about stuff, which, is a blatant fucking lie. But according to the president, at least that's perpetuated for the last decade ad nauseum too. So, to be fair, the message is getting out there all the way to the White House and for everyone to listen. Now, I got at least 3 generations that wouldn't have a clue about this fucking subject because they were just working. Just same working class people that most people are, right? So I'm not sure. It must be, this is where I'm not trying to go off. But, that part, it made it all the way to the White House last day. So, I guess. Even though the systems that are coming in place seem to be able to equally oppress across all checkboxes. It's weird.
To your knees, Planned Parenthood persuading to kill your future.
Yeah, and those same far advocates, far left-leaning advocates, Planned Parenthood, that's healthcare. So I guess a decade ago that wasn't healthcare. They've explained that I'm a bad person if I don't see that position as healthcare. Now, I think I agree with this, but it's very it's complicated. This is where I found this in the I can't remember his name. Fire in the Booth, where listening to Thieves Banquet from back to the updated version, and that transition, realizing that the enemy could be a global collective and not anyone oppressing a single neighborhood or something like that. It's certainly, I would look at city growth around the planet and say that, well, hell, we can't even keep the trains running. So I doubt that it's here, right? I doubt it's the U.S. that's going to be making the future. I wouldn't. That thing, as always. I don't know nothing, but fire.
The school system misleads. They money-hungry, savage vultures. If you chase degrees, you better get you one in agriculture. Now it's questions in the music. Are you in that other mix? Why the hell you covering your eyes and throwing up the 6? Did you give your soul away? A price?
And then I guess we're gonna triple, quadruple down. Don't care about the influencer themselves for for this discussion. But I saw one of the backup dancers from the Super Bowl came out and said, yes, we co-opt those images. Yes, that message is how we're gonna spread their queerness, I believe was the quote. So there's in a decade, those same advocacy extremists have normalized your one-eye Illuminati satanic sex cult rituals to celebrate queerness is what I'm hearing. And hey, they do them. You harm none. Cool. But, I'm not sure that's how that group works. Now, what do I know? Nothing. I know this tune really got the juices flowing.
That you cannot afford. Did you take from Satan what you could have got from the Lord? God is DNA, baffling it might seem. His existence is rooted in the number 19. His origin comes from where the mathematics say it's from. D the fourth letter, N is 14 and A is 1. Who prevailed in the end, the divine or the evil? This war that's going on is for the minds of the people. Calamities keep increasing, world confusion bound to deepen. Nobody can take control of their surroundings if they sleeping. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Left side, right side, over you and under you. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Right side, left side, over you and under you. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Left side, right side, over you and under you. You don't see it, but it's right there in front of you. Right side, left side, over, behind and under you.
Phew. That was fire. K-Rino, hidden agenda. Let's hope this works out. This is fire. That was awesome. And like I said, there's all kinds of parts that I have no position to stand on or speak on and aren't refuting. But 95% of that is all stuff that I think is more witnessable and prevalent today than ever. So, what a track. That's cool. Let's go on.